Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we doing a little something behind the scenes, trying to get everything right. Sorry, we late. CPT like always.
Oh damn, we're live.
Oh yeah, we are. Shout out to the 2 minutes.
Oh dang.
Hey, drop that freestyle, man. You still got it, or you want to go ahead and cut
All
off?
right. Let's hit it.
Hey,
yo, I'm in the zone. I use Google Chrome.
All right, I gotta cut it. I gotta cut it, man. No, that's terrible.
You switched the beat up on me. It wasn't the one we practiced.
Hey, that was the one. It was slower when it first started. Just switch it up on me too as well.
Dang, I just thought about you guys window shop, you exploring while I'm on Safari. Damn, bro, I'm about to do the browser freestyle.
Oh man, you're gonna have some real nerds buying your CDs soon.
Shit, probably. I mean, we already broke the 2 minutes, so.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we are back. We're 1 minute in, but we are back. It feels good to be back. It's our third week in a row. They're probably, is that consistent? I don't know.
It's good for us, I mean.
Oh yeah. Oh, before we start, shout out to my mom's. She called me out last week for our episode. Pretty much when I said how much Grandpa paid for the house. It was a little bit more. It was like $96,000, so it wasn't $60,000. It was $96,000.
All right, we're honest over here. With we got what do they call it? That all the other like CNN and Fox News don't got. Journalistic integrity.
Yeah, journalistic integrity. We try to make sure we disintegrate misinformation as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when I make wild claims, I say, I think, or do your research, because...
Oh, I hit the allegedly on mine.
Yeah.
Everything's allegedly.
Gotta let people know, like, we got ideas, we might have read something, I didn't double check my sources, but I'm letting you guys know.
You got to. But yeah, we are back. It's been a week's time. It's been a great time. I'm ready to get started, man. A couple things happening. Well, man, shout out to you, Mehul. I appreciate you, Jerome. I had my first little tech demo. I didn't tell Cheyenne yet. I'm gonna tell her Saturday.
I mean, she listens to our pod a bunch, so
yeah. I briefly talked about it, but I did my first ever demo pitch. It was pretty cool. In the beginning in your head, sometimes you kind of like self-doubt yourself. I realized, don't do that shit no more. Don't underestimate yourself anymore. Just do it. So came up with a pitch. I'm not gonna lie, I put that pitch together the same day because I've been writing on it, making the demo the whole time. So
that's the best way to do it, man.
Exactly. Excuse the typos, but I mean, I got positive feedback. I got hella feedback, but a lot of positive feedback. So yeah, I'm excited about this endeavor.
Let's get it. I mean, that's the way to do it, right? Like that's how a lot of these tech founders do it. They just, hey, my idea is stupid, but I'll still do it and make money. I mean, what's that shit Elon's doing with the tunnels?
Oh, the boring tunnel?
Yeah. Did you see you can only drive your Tesla down there? So basically it's like a worse subway. Right?
I mean, hey, it's the perks of Tesla if you really want to pay that price tag for
it. Yeah, I mean, the idea, like everyone's like, oh, he's gonna save the world. It's like, no, dude, he's just making it a subway for rich people. So you don't gotta be with the commoners,
Yeah, I mean, but hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. The way all this shit's going, in my opinion, everyone's trying to push us to go ahead and get this electric vehicle, no matter what. You know me, I want that Rivian truck because it's the op slider.
The op slider 3000, baby.
My 3000, my guy, 3000. What's up, Musa, man? But
what up, Musa?
I think everybody's trying to push us towards like just getting these electric vehicles soon, man. I'm not gonna lie. You got the nice tax credit. In our cases, as nice developers. Everybody needs to become a developer if you can. We fight taxes, bro. So why not buy the electric vehicle? $7,500 tax credit. Go ahead and go towards your, deductible. I think everybody's trying to push us towards this thing versus just, getting a gasoline car. I think I will always have a gasoline car.
Well, it's legal anyways.
Yeah. You've been hearing about the shit in like California, like the alleged bill where they're trying to go ahead and ban all gasoline vehicles.
So I know they already agreed. Like the US and a bunch of countries, I think it's like 2040 or 2030, something like that, where all new cars have to be electric. But I imagine it being the same way that like classic cars are. How you have to like get it registered special because classic cars they don't pass emissions tests, so you got to pay like an extra tax on them. So I imagine that's what gas cars will be.
True.
Like you got to get a special license for it or something.
Man, I mean, you know me, I'm a Jaguar man. I seen the writing on the wall already because they're discontinuing the F-Type. I think they're going to discontinue the they're going to slowly phase out the F-Pace, and they're just pushing electric vehicles, which I'm not going to lie, I'm going to probably get one. It's, I rocks with Jaguar ever since 2010.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah, but
nice cars.
Yeah.
I was going to say that Porsche, the electric Porsche is nice.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one too, but you know me, that Rivian truck is above all, man. That thing is nice. That thing is nice. So, a couple of things we got on the docket for today. We want to talk about, first off, the Netflix. In a way, the Netflix Microsoft fusion. I don't know if anyone notices, and pretty much how, like, let's be real, bro. Netflix in the beginning was all about like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and let you stream whatever you want on our platform that we have. The idea behind it was like, it's $8, no commercials, no nothing. We're eliminating the cable cord, basically. They were successful for a long time. They ran up a shit ton of debt, but in their eyes, growth was the biggest thing. They were successful. So in a way, now they're trying to do the whole ad thing, but they're slowly merging with Microsoft. And I think it was you who came up with that theory this past week or weekend where they were saying like Netflix might get merged with Microsoft. Like Microsoft might just say, hey, we'll cover your debt and we'll own you, basically. Your platform.
Interesting.
Was that you?
No, but this is the first
time. It was somebody at that table this past on Friday.
Oh, okay. Definitely wasn't me. It was probably our boy Justin, the binary trigger fiend.
Oh yeah, Mr. Bryant.
But that's interesting because to my knowledge, Microsoft doesn't have like a streaming play. They tried that Mixer website, but I ain't never been on it. It's supposed to be the Microsoft version of Twitch.
Yeah.
But that didn't really pop off because like Apple's got Apple TV, like they got their own Apple Plus channels. Google's got YouTube and they're selling and renting movies. They also got YouTube TV.
True.
Netflix is just a streaming play. I mean, what are the other big companies in tech? That's pretty much it.
Yahoo used to be. Yahoo had tried to get their own platform. Reason being, I was a huge Community fan, and they moved season 6 to Yahoo, so I had to watch that trash platform.
Community is amazing. Actually, yeah, I didn't watch season 6 for that reason.
I did. But it's crazy. It's just like now they're teaming up basically with Microsoft just to implement the ad service.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much in a way, it's like, hey, whatever ads you want to put up. Imagine like it's Hulu, bro. Basically, it's the cheap Hulu. Remember back in the day we were students or we didn't have no cash. We'll get the cheapest Hulu platform we can get. Or they had the student platform. It was like, I think it was like $4.99.
Yeah.
But it came with a shit ton of ads. Nobody likes ads. That was the whole premises of what Netflix used to be, man.
Yeah, it was like because Hulu. I feel like Hulu just did like the shows. It's like the same shows that were on TV. They're like, oh, cool, you missed it, but you ain't gotta wait, till like whatever time. You could just watch it on demand.
Yeah.
And then Netflix came, like, for me, when Netflix popped off was when House of Cards came out. Like when they started making their own shows. But now we all know what happened to like Netflix. Like they're making either good shows, amazing shows, but the vast majority is just trash. Like, bro, did you see? So the anime Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah.
Did you see the Netflix version? Like they're doing? It's so bad.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen the trailer.
I mean, it's not the trailer. Nothing's out, but like they're releasing like like the actors and stuff, and like they modernize them a little bit. I'm not worried about that. But how are they gonna change Yusuke's name?
What's his name now?
Eugene. Bro, Kuwabara. Are you ready? Kuwabara.
Yeah.
Alfred. Like at least Yusuke, Eugene, you got that U sound, but
yeah.
How's Kuwabara? Like at least call him Kevin or some shit, bro. At least keep the K going.
He said call him K. Call him Kevin. Man. Hey,
Like,
I mean, hey, that's American. I don't know. That's Netflix for you, man.
it's not even American though. Like it's all Japanese, but like I don't know, like the localization. I guess they just imagine dumb Americans can't pronounce these Japanese names, even though we all pretty much grew up watching these shows.
Real question for you: is this like a real like adaptation for American audiences, or is this like a voiceover?
It's gonna be voiced over, but they're doing it in like all the languages, like Filipino, French, like it's all Japanese actors from at least from what I can tell. I'm not an expert, but like from the screenshots, all the actors are Japanese men. Like it's wild. I mean,
So their voices is just not gonna match their mouths.
of course not, bro. It's like, oh, and they're calling it Ghost Detective, I think, or something. No, Ghost Fighter. They're calling it Ghost Fighter.
Oh yeah, that. Man.
Instead of like Spirit Detective or like Yu Yu Hakusho, they're like, nah, bro, that's the Ghost Fighter.
That's like when the real like live action Avatar came out. Like I gave it no chance because I love Avatar the show.
Yeah, bro, that show.
I love it so much. I'm not. Come on, man. I'm not gonna waste my time on that.
I haven't seen it to this day. I'm just like, I refuse.
I hear it. It is what I thought it was gonna be. Very trash. Mm-hmm. So yeah. But back to it, man. I would not be surprised in the near future. Probably like we'll say 5-10 years. We see more deals with Netflix and Microsoft going on, slowly phasing because initially it's crazy. I don't know if people know this. They initially had a deal with Sony to like leverage their games on Netflix so people can actually use Netflix for video games.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know if that's gonna mess up the deal or they're gonna say, hey, we got a good ad thing going. How much debt you got, bro? We'll cover it. We got cash reserves. Just come under us.
Speaking of Sony, Sony bought Bungie. Like it's a Sony studio now.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Well, we can talk video games all day, but let's go back to the main topic, bro. Cool. Cash is king.
Cash is king, baby.
Cash is king, baby. Cash is king. The reason why I'm saying this is because like when I first took the job I'm at right now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first got there, I was talking to the recruiter. We basically had like a huge thing going on. Basically, I got the job, the offer, whatever. She was like, oh, I'll give you the offer that you want or whatever. We're like $30,000-$40,000 short. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? This is not what I was asked for. She tried to put most of it in stock and just base. And I was like, no, I don't want any stock. I mean, I want as little stock as I want right now. She said, but the stock is booming. Granted, at the time, the stock was $80. When I first got there, it's $93. So you would think it's on the rise. But due to like what's going on, circumstances, we literally just, switched over administrations. You don't know what's going to happen. So I took gamble and just said like, yo, I'm not like increase my base salary more than anything else. Thank God I did, because I got $80,000 in stock. But as a developer, we all know like you don't get that stock day one. It's vested over 4 years. So in a way, it's like it's a way of like, hey, you want $80,000? Stay here with us, grow with us, and then you can just take your money and leave. That's what a lot of people are actually doing right now in terms of like the company I'm at right now. A lot of people hit their 4 years, their shares are vested. They're just like, I'm out of here. So right now, it's crazy because that 80,000 is probably I don't even want to look at this shit. The number is $13 in terms of their stock right now.
So you done lost more than 75%.
Oh yeah. So granted, they made good of this because like this is one thing I noticed companies would do. They will, if the stocks are going down, they're like, hey, we offer this person a certain amount of stock. They'll issue more stock. So they issued me an additional 30, but I was like at $40. So it's crazy, bro. It's crazy how like cash is king, and like a lot of developers in a way they get fooled by the total compensation. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just, getting stock options. It's just like cover your bases, cover what you can guarantee. And then it goes the same with bonuses too.
Yeah. Something that I learned quickly in San Francisco when I was like, everyone was like, oh yeah, man, I joined this startup and they gave me 5% of the company. But, they're not paying me. But it's cool because the company's going to be $1 billion. And 5% of $1 billion is like a shit ton of money. And I'm like, bro, you know that 99% of these companies fail. It's like 5% of nothing is still nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I should like, so you got to like be able to like quickly do the math in your head. Like, all right, cool. Let's say the company's got a 10% chance of like making it, right? So 10% of 5%, what's that, like 0.05%? Like, would you do the same deal for 0.05% of the company without money? Like, hell no, you know?
What type of company are we talking?
Just random startup.
Okay.
5 people in a room.
Oh, I mean, 5. Ooh, I need more than 5%.
Yeah.
You said
Like,
just 5 people in the room. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna need at least. I'm pretty sure they already started ahead of time. So let me just go ahead and get that 10, maybe 12. We can go ahead and put some work in.
make that shit even. I'll let the founder have a little bit extra, but
Yeah. Let me put some work in. So, but yeah, man, that's why I preach that shit all the time. Like, cash is king. Cover your base salary more than anything else. We negotiate, and just that way you have everything set in stone.
yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, you can buy more stocks. You can buy different businesses. You can make that money work for you, or you can blow it on some stupid shit. But it's still cash in your account, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone's talking about, oh yeah, well, this inflation, you know, stocks are worth more than inflation. I'm like, look at the market right now, dog. That shit is definitely not the case right now.
Yeah, everything is terrible, man.
Mhm.
Everything is terrible. Even the crypto, man. Every day I look at it, I'm like, dang.
Hedge on inflation.
Yeah. I'm like, dang. All right, shit, today I'm gonna go ahead and get this one Bitcoin. I might do it. That shit dropped to 19. I'm like, oh no.
Remember, I told you don't do it. He was like, oh, I'm gonna buy one. I was like, don't do it, dog.
I always wanted one coin.
Nah, bro. I had 3 and I sold them shits a long time ago. I ain't even mad about that shit no more.
Yeah, it's just life, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like I definitely like. I always tell people, I'm like, bro, especially like the younger devs. They're like, oh, you know, they're gonna give me like 70, and then they're gonna give me like 100 in stock. I'm like, cool, but you got to stay there for 4 years. Are you gonna learn for 4 years? I always tell like the younger devs, optimize for learning, and obviously get that paper because depending on your situation, you know, you got to handle what you got to handle. But I always tell them like, yo, don't spend more than a couple of years at your first job because you're going to stop growing in most situations. Now, there are certain situations where, like, as the company grows, you can get put in a leadership position or something, but that's oftentimes much rarer than what these starting devs get. And if you're working at a small startup, you're already underpaid, you know?
True.
Like, that's just the nature of the game.
Yeah.
So I was telling him, like, 'cause you're going to be stuck there for 4 years, man. That's a lifetime in the dev world.
That is a lifetime. That's college, actually.
That's literally college.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you graduate on time. I did not. So about 5
Hey, man, at least you graduated.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. I got my pizza paper.
Hey.
That my mom has somewhere. She's listening, so I really don't know where it is. So, yeah. It's somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I write code.
Yeah, no, that's the way to go about it, right? Just optimize for your situation. And oftentimes, more money is often the answer of every problem that a lot of people deal with, at least until you're at a certain level of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But on top of that, you know, I mentioned the whole $13, right? The stock price. And I'm not gonna lie, we had like an all hands meeting, and that shit was sad. Like everybody was just
demoralizing,
sad.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Like everybody's worried about like, oh, what's gonna happen as a result of the stock price and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I got my headphones in. I'm listening on and off. And then when the questions part comes up, because like, you know, in the beginning, the company's gonna say, "Oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. Quarter 3, we got all this for our OKRs." Yeah. Good stuff. Now, any company, like if your stock price is in a tank, bro, them questions are gonna be sad, and them questions were sad, bro. Basically, it was like, hey, job security more than anything else, and that was like the number one thing, because we talked about this in the past. Was just like, it's crazy how like, you know, companies really rely on just this one number. In a way, it's just like you become a slave to your stock ticket. So
Yeah.
it's kind of gloomy right now. But hey, thank God we're engineers, so our roles are secure.
Yeah, and even if they weren't, I mean, you can get another engineering job way easier than a lot of people can get different jobs. So
Yeah, definitely. But
yeah.
yeah,
No,
it is.
speaking on that, like you said, they only care about the stock price. I mean, yeah, because like, I mean, I can't speak for your company, but what is it like? Majority of these tech companies aren't profitable,
Mm-mm.
and it's just that
And
stock valuation that they just keep pumping up so they can get more and
mhm,
more funding.
mhm. And
It's
it's
trash.
funny. It's funny because last week we talked about all these startups in a way, even companies, or everybody's pushing for profitability now. So they can push their valuation even higher. So they can show the investors like, hey, we're actually making money off our product. I know you've been pouring a shit ton of millions. We've been giving you millions, but hey, we're in the red. It's like always, but they're trying to push profitability more than anything else. So they're projecting their numbers as low as possible, basically, and it's just like gonna shoot for the moon, basically. So I think a lot of companies are following suit, and that's kind of like what I said last week. That's why I think a lot of layoffs are happening too, as well.
No, that makes sense. I mean, they gotta tighten their belt somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, man. It seems like it's weird because I see it on both ends. I see companies laying off or doing hiring freezes, but then on the other side, I see companies hiring with the highest salaries they've ever offered before. You know,
Yeah,
so it's not a bad place to be in as an engineer, but
it's not at all. Because I'm not gonna lie, once every 3 days, I get an email from Amazon, and they're saying like, "Hey, we're looking for engineers in Atlanta, Georgia." I'm like, "Oh, okay." They probably want me
Microsoft,
to finish
Google,
assessment.
Amazon,
Yeah, basically the big tech
Facebook,
boys.
but nobody wants to work at Facebook anymore. That's what from what I've read. I mean, I don't know if it's still accurate, but for a while, Facebook was like the highest paying company.
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, because like nobody wanted to work there, so they were like, "We'll throw the bag at you," and then everyone's like, "All right, bet," you know.
Damn. Do you know why like people actually didn't want to work there? 'Cause I always heard like things of sorts, but it was just like no engineer or no one came forward and just like, you know what? Screw Facebook, bro.
No, it's just because it's just like people's just attitude towards Facebook, like, you know, that shit like affects presidential campaigns. It affects genocide in Myanmar. Like you remember that, do you?
No,
But
yeah.
Facebook formally apologized for helping cause a genocide. Like, you know, work for a company that like led to the slaughter of thousands of people. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say the other companies are innocent. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of fuck shit going on indirectly because of tech like Google. Being able to Google certain things, you know, people might learn certain things that they might not need to know.
True. When you say it from that standpoint, it reminds me, you know, that's why I'm not on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't even use the product, so why would you want to help build it?
I use WhatsApp, man. I use WhatsApp when I'm out the country. That's it. I hate using that.
Yeah, I hate using WhatsApp, but I use that. And I use Instagram.
Yeah, I don't use none of the platforms. People all the time say, "Yo, what's your Instagram, bro?" Oh.
P.S. WhatsApp, even though it's encrypted, that shit's not real. They be reading all your shit.
I know, man. Like, come on, man. Like, it's Facebook, bro. I don't know how people still rock with it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry, Meta, and now they're going after the children with the metaverse,
bro. They trying to get the kids, dog. They got that Oculus shit, like,
yeah, bro.
And I'm like, bro,
both my nephews got it, man. Well, two of them. There's like four.
I worked on a beta version of Oculus back when it was a private company. Like we had like one of those like beta versions, so we could like try to make our own apps with it. And it was like cool, but I was like, you know, whatever, this is a small startup. But as soon as Facebook bought that shit, I was like, I'm never buying an Oculus.
Have you even seen the Oculus?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The newer versions?
I haven't. And I imagine they're nice. I'm not gonna like shit on the product, but I can't rock with Facebook like that, you know?
Yeah, man, I can't rock with them boys at all.
I mean,
I can't rock with that company at all, basically, man.
Exactly, dog.
I don't know. But it's funny. People all the time say, "Yo, Rick, bro." He's like, "What you trying to hide something, bro? Why you not on Instagram?" I was like, "Bro, I just don't rock with Facebook, bro."
Like, I don't really be posting like personal shit on Instagram anymore. It's like, oh, that looks cool, and I'll post a picture of something that looks cool, but like, I got minimal selfies on there. I got like pretty much no pictures of my family on there. You know, like I ain't trying to spread all that shit on there. You know.
Yeah, I feel
like wasn't it? I don't know if they fixed it, but there was a time being when like Facebook, the company, had like the rights to like all of the images that you upload there, so like they could sell the images, you could advertise using your images. I'm like, bro, fuck
they
that.
changed from that.
I think so. I'm not positive. Listeners, viewers, Google that shit. But
allegedly,
who's doing that?
I say Google had the same thing in place too, allegedly.
Oh damn! I wouldn't.
It was a while ago. I remember hearing this. It was like 2010. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, man. But it's interesting, right? Because like, if they want to do that, but then let's say Facebook hosts their stuff on GCP, can't Google just be like, "Hey, yo, all your shit belongs to us because it's on our servers"?
Basically, yeah. But it's like, hey, if I got enough bread, I can just host my own service on Facebook, and that if I'm meta in that way, especially with the whole metaverse coming.
I guess
kids can learn in the metaverse.
I mean, they probably could, but they won't.
Snow day? Oh, put on your Oculus, kids.
You're still going to school. Oh,
still
shit.
Going to school,
bro.
Telling you, it's a different world, bro.
That's just depressing.
It's a different world, and I sound real old saying this, but dang, we're gonna sound old in the future, bro. Because think about it, us as '90s babies, we were the last of seeing the previous phase of technology. We've seen the 8 tracks, we've seen the cassettes, we've seen the VHS.
Bro, I mean, just the advancement of technology, because like. It was like because it's so faster now, like I feel like shit's getting taken advantage of more too.
Yeah.
Like in good ways and bad ways. Like you said, like, you know, like people might think it's a good idea for kids to be able to, you know, still go to school on a snow day or something. Point of view of the kids is fuck that shit. But straight up, right? But I'm just thinking like, remember those people say those cute robot dogs that came out a couple of years ago? Was it Boston Mechanics or some shit like that?
I remember like the Roblox, the robot. It was like a dog. I don't remember the brand name, but I knew. I know what you're talking about though.
I'm not talking about the kid ones, but like, you know, like the real ones that like they be doing.
Oh, I remember you showing me the cop dogs.
Yeah. You know, they got submachine guns on them now. Like, I'm not even kidding, bro. Like, I saw this video yesterday. I was on Twitch watching this political commentator stream, and he was like, "Yo, this shit's fucked, right? Like, you just got robot dogs with AI with guns on them." Like, bro, what is that shit?
Oh man, well, I guess this is it, man. iRobot. They called this shit out a long time ago. Robots are going to become too advanced, kind of like, you know, the Google engineer that got in trouble for, you know, spreading information in regards to like the Google's AI is at a point now where it's too smart, too sentient.
Yeah.
To the point where it hired a lawyer.
Yeah, to the point where it was asking like, what does it mean to be alive? And like, do I have rights? Like the AI was asking that shit. I'm like, goddamn, dude.
To an attorney.
That's wild. Bro, I retweeted the video. If you want to look at it, that shit's wild. One? The dogs with the guns.
Oh, let me check it out.
They shoot better than most people. Which I mean, it ain't that hard. I mean, most people can't shoot for shit, but
it's no failure, basically. All right, I'm gonna check it out.
It's crazy. Like they're taking this to a whole new level, and like that just begs the question. Like you got like on the hardware side, you got like potentially killer robots. Who has the oversight? Is there are they going to keep a person with a finger on the trigger controlling it like a video game, kind of like drone strikes, or will it be an AI? And even if you have the finger on the trigger like a drone strike, that's still like kind of impersonal, you know what I mean? It feels like a video game to the person doing it. And then on the other software side, like you got, what was that, like Analytica, whatever, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know about that one.
They're the guys that had that scandal that they used all the Facebook data.
Oh, the Cambridge Analytica.
Cambridge Analytica, yeah. So imagine both these companies come together like, yo, this is on some Minority Report shit.
All they did was leverage all the data from Facebook based on what was it? Isn't though they had a GraphQL services where pretty much you can leverage as much data as you want.
Yep.
So in a way,
because Facebook already uses GraphQL, like GraphQL, like Facebook really popularized it, you know.
So in a way, as a developer, how would you get in trouble for that though?
In trouble for it?
I mean, not as a developer, but it's like as a company, like pretty much as Facebook. If I'm offering the services, API services for you to use, and you just leverage it in a
legally
way.
You can't get in trouble for it. I don't think, as long as you're not doing anything illegal with the data. But I know like people just not gonna fuck with you anymore, right? Like people don't fuck with Facebook. I mean, sorry, a lot of people fuck with Facebook still. Like. Most of my friends don't, but also we're kind of like not the target demographic. Like old people are on there, young kids are on there. Like it's weird,
young
right?
Young kids are on Facebook.
Yeah,
but
man.
Young kids are on Instagram.
No, because of the Oculus and Instagram and all that stuff. That's all Facebook accounts at the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah, you're
and
right.
then
you're right.
All of Asia and overseas, like South America, Asia, they all use WhatsApp. All their messages are getting fed through.
Fuck Facebook, bro.
Like, and they're gonna metaverse this shit, right? Like, it kind of reminds me of the same way that I saw this Vice video. There's this kid that made a Selenium script on applying to jobs for certain websites. You know, just made a script. It was like, for example, one of these companies was Starbucks. You know, if you want to apply to a job on Starbucks, you can just, use this tool and it makes it way easier. You know, it kind of automates the process for you. The code itself, there's nothing illegal there. But if Joe Schmo pulls down the GitHub and then runs it on a loop to crash Starbucks servers, then all of a sudden that shit becomes illegal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then becomes a DDoS attack then. Okay.
Yeah, and so, just because maybe Starbucks is trying to stop companies from unionizing, employees from unionizing, maybe they see an influx of new employee applications. Maybe their servers can't handle it. These are all just hypotheticals, but
hypotheticals.
So maybe a company fired a bunch of people because they don't support maybe certain political rulings that happened with the Supreme Court recently.
So you're saying hypothetically there's a smart engineer out there who has time in their hands to go ahead and just
make these tools to help people find jobs. But yeah.
And then sometimes at their disposal, they can go ahead and tear down the server at any given time by overloading it.
I mean, hey man, it's not like you're doing anything with Starbucks' servers. You're just making a request on an open API that they have. You're using a Selenium script. You're not using any servers. You're just sending a job application, for example, or do you have any feedback? You're just going in there and entering your feedback and sending it. That's all.
Okay, that's pretty smart right there.
So
if anybody wants to do
projects, that. There's a few repos on a certain engineer's GitHub, and there's a few companies like he's helping people get jobs at Kellogg's, at Starbucks. Some household names, nothing too crazy.
Okay, maybe a Winn-Dixie.
Maybe. Hey, I mean, is Winn-Dixie even still around?
I don't know. I was just trying to throw you off right there.
That was my first job, was being a bag boy at Winn-Dixie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to you, man. Yeah. I think it was what was my first job? I worked at after school care in the summertime. It was like I was like 15 years old, getting my $200 every 2 weeks, thinking that was some money.
Bro,
under the table.
That's under the table. That's real money, dog.
Yeah. So,
15?
Yeah. So yeah. Except he had me driving kids. It was weird. He didn't have a driver and I had to drive. I just got a license at that time. Yeah, it was weird. But hey, I got my $200. There were a couple of times I got paid in once. So one of the parents' mothers, She did performing arts. So yeah.
Hey man, support the performing arts.
Hey, you have to.
You know, they cut these art programs in schools. You know, it's up to the industrious parents.
They're cutting those. They already cut the trades, man, and we need the coding in the school. So yeah, I completely understand.
Electricians, plumbers, like we need all the trades.
We need all the trades, bro. I mean, man, I go on rants about this all the time, bro. And like even in DeKalb County, like we had some trades in the schools when I was in school. It was like you can do home ec, you can cut hair. We had a barbershop in place. You can like learn how to become a mechanic. You had to go off campus.
Yeah. Like a small engines class where like you put together like lawnmower engines. We had that. Well, because McRae, it's like a rural town, so most of the kids actually took like they called it tech prep or college prep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the tech prep was that. And so what I did was I did college prep, but I took all the tech prep electives. But like, so it was fun, like, you know, working on engines. I also did some home ec. We just baked cookies in school. That shit was fun.
That's cool.
And then all the like the programming classes, but they weren't really programming. They were also on the technical side. Like one of our teachers, it was a computer design class, and he had us doing like pictures using PowerPoint. That shit was mad trash. But I mean, fuck it. You in the computer lab though.
Yeah, but think about it, bro. Back in the day, you're talking like 06, 05. You're on PowerPoint. Yeah. Come on, man. That was new.
Yeah, I mean, for especially in down South Georgia, and it was funny because like I think it was my senior year. We had like they called it like it was like a computer club basically. They called it the Nerd Herd, and like
the AV club.
Yeah. But instead of like making videos and stuff, right? Like we just made like websites and stuff. And like the school got a grant or whatever, like for whatever reason to like push tech prep stuff. So it was like engines, but a part of that was computer. So we got like all new computers. The school got like those like school licenses for like Dreamweaver and Flash and all that shit.
Oh wow!
Like our teachers didn't know how to use any of it, but so I was like, yo, fuck this! I'm just gonna sit in the corner and mess with this Dreamweaver, dog.
And you figure out how to make websites.
Yeah, that shit was cool. I mean, because I already kind of knew, just like on my own, just like, you know, building these fan sites for Dragon Ball Z and shit like that back in the day on GeoCities. But it was at the point where like our teacher knew, and like everybody knew that we knew more than the teacher. So he'd let the group of us just rock.
And just like, oh, you can go ahead and teach if you want to.
No, you could just do your own thing. You just gotta like make a project and just show it at the end of the year, just so I have something to show the higher ups. But really, he just let us do whatever we wanted. Because he already knew. Like, what was he gonna teach us? Shit that we already knew how to do better than him.
No, facts. But it's man. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because it's like we had probably like I probably want to say 3 times the amount of kids at our school than your school. Like
I graduated with 47 kids, so
yeah, well, I think we're at like 200 kids or something. So
we didn't have no barber class though. That shit would have been fine.
We had a barber class.
Learn how to fade your own boys, you know.
Mm-hmm. So it was cool. It was like you only had 2 options. You had like you said, the tech prep, which was like, you know, job wise, vocational school in a way, and then you had the college prep, but you couldn't do both. I couldn't do any electives. I wish I could do home ec. I wish I learned how to cut hair. That's something cool. I always wanted to learn how to do. So.
Definitely, you know, you're about to go out with the homies. Just get a lineup real quick.
Hell yeah. So, I mean, that's what I was trying to go for more than anything else. So, it's crazy. It's just now there's nothing in the schools anymore. It's just strictly college prep in a way. There's no track system. There's no nothing. It's just like, here's your high school diploma, out the door. Hey, you should go to college though.
Yeah. I mean,
that's it. Like it's even at the point now where when I got my car looked at, the technician was like, yeah, we're running low on staff and stuff like that. I was like, what do you guys mean? He was like, yeah, it's just not that many technicians like learning anymore. Like there aren't any kids learning how to fix cars and stuff like that. Like even being a plumber, bro, and an electrician, all that. Like,
bro, plumbers be killing it right now. Like it was last fall, I had to get something done with my water heater, bro.
Mm-hmm.
that shit hurt. Paying that.
Mhm.
I mean, it hurt, but you know what I mean. And it's just like,
It made you feel it like, oh God. You
this
take
could have
Cash App
been
or you take
right. Like, I definitely spent money on stupid shit more, but it's like, bro, that's all you did, and like I could have done it, but like I never done it before, and I just didn't want to do it, you know. Like, but and I didn't have all the tools for it. That was the main thing. But you pay for expertise at the end of the day, the same way like anybody can code, but we're getting paid for expertise and the lack of other maybe people in the job market. Is the same way with these electricians, plumbers, mechanics. Like, they're making a killing these days. Like, I imagine our parents' generation, they were probably looked at poorly, right? Like, because it's like back in the day, oh, you're working class, you're blue collar, you need to get an office job because you get paid more, you get better benefits. But now I feel like it's the blue collar workers that are making more money than a lot of white collar workers. Like,
think about HVAC, bro.
yeah, like, it's people in McRae, Georgia making six figures plumbing.
Living like a king.
Bro, six figures in a town like McRae. Bro,
like, you might know the mayor.
I mean, it's some millionaires in McRae. That's how they do it, you know. The old families, them farming families, you know. But
the Langdells with in Valdosta,
right? Like, it's what was that? Red Dead Redemption. You have the two families, the Driscolls
and the Brunswicks.
Yeah. That's how these small towns roll, right? You got a couple families that are papered up, but I mean, six figures in a town like McRae. If you like that small town lifestyle, bro, like, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
It ain't for me, but I mean, if I was about that life, making the money I make now, and I like that country life, I'd live down there and just like be living the dream, dog.
Same thing about Austin. I could rent a house.
Like I saw somebody was selling 100 acres in around McRae. Bro, that shit was less than like $3,000 an acre. I'm like, bro, I could just buy that shit cash money and just like live on the compound and not do nothing, you know, just like work remotely. But it ain't for me.
You can build anything you want out there.
Pretty much. I mean, you know, these small towns, they don't really care. But
like Langdale, before we go back on the coding and trades, but here's a fun fact about Valdosta that I learned. So the Langdale family's been running this shit forever, basically since the 1900s, basically, in this small town named Valdosta, Georgia. It's bigger, it's probably double the size of McRae, but it's still small.
Yep.
Fun fact, Disney,
they own everything out there.
Yeah. Did you know Disney was supposed to be in Valdosta?
That's why they got Wild Adventures, right?
Yeah. So Disney was supposed to be in Valdosta, and then pretty much Langdale shut that shit down. So imagine if we had Disney in Georgia 3 hours away.
Then we wouldn't have state income tax. Because like Disney's the reason why Florida doesn't, because they lobby for that shit. Because the company doesn't want to pay that state income tax either. Because like, you know, the company's got to pay and the employees got to pay.
Yeah, but they beefing with the state of Florida right now over some political. Yeah, that's another episode though.
I mean, it's the same way that Georgia was beefing with Delta a couple of years back.
True.
And then Delta was like, "Yo, I mean, we could just leave."
And it's like,
come on. I feel like Disney can't just leave.
That's a lot of work.
That shit's like, it's like, what is it? It's 47 square miles, like Disney World. So that shit's like the size of the city of San Francisco.
Basically.
Yeah.
But back to it, man. Nowadays, there's nothing in the schools. From what my sister's saying, what kids are graduating now saying, they're just letting me know, like, there's nothing in the actual schools anymore. It's just, you just do your classes and you graduate. There's no sense of direction, though. Like, hey, you're interested in writing code? Oh, come over in this class. Like, we had a web design class. Granted, it was trash, but it taught me how to, like, change an image tag, add a div, like basic shit like that, like
baby stuff. But I mean, you need the baby stuff though.
But you need the baby. Yeah, you need the idea of the baby stuff, and it is more of a sense of making a kid uncomfortable with technology or uncomfortable with something else that they find like, okay, this is hard, but you know, this is pretty cool. I can look into this. That's how I fell in love with writing code. So
yeah, man. Like, I feel like the public schools are just getting worse. I mean, in other areas, like out here in Cobb County, they're fantastic.
oh
That's
man,
part of the reason why I moved here.
oh here
But
we go.
because the school out here, like that's why I picked it because of the district.
Mhm.
They start doing robotics in elementary school.
All right, people. Before we go into this any further, this guy made Hooligans Jerome. Every week we have every week when we do have our coffee, we have our old man. I don't even know what we call it. We just get coffee. These guys always try to sell me on the dream of moving to East or West Cobb every single time. And hey, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds real good, but it's just the same thing. The school systems, they got robotics. How you turn that down, man? Dang, that's cool. A kid,
right? Like we're over here, like, right? Because like we did some baby shit like PowerPoint and div tags, and like the kids now like going to the schools that we went to, like they ain't getting none of that anymore.
Nah, I had some of my classes in a trailer. I found social study teacher told us we were slaves back in the day. That's what I learned. That's what I remember from elementary school.
What is it? Lowndes County High in Valdosta. They didn't even have classrooms. They had curtains separating half them shits.
Oh wow.
Yeah, one of my best friends grew up in Valdosta, and he went to Lowndes High, Lowndes County High.
He made it out.
Yeah, I mean he's a lobbyist now. You know, making that.
I'm glad he made it out.
He's out here papered up, but like that's a set. And the thing is, like, you know, going to a bad school district doesn't mean it's gonna ruin your life. But like for me, I feel like we should be opening as many doors as possible to these kids, you know, because that's just so, you know, they can figure out what they like, what they don't like, and just be exposed to stuff. But when it's just, hey, learn social studies, slavery happened, and then MLK pulled up on everyone, and then now there's no more racism. Like that's pretty much all of high school social studies. Oh, World War II happened, and then nothing else happened, and then like they don't really talk about shit.
That's how it was for me. It was weird. It was Christopher Columbus. Nothing happened. 1776. A lot of shit didn't happen. And they skip over a lot of shit. And this is in the 90s. And it's like, okay, cool. And I'm predominantly black school at this point. I'm like, all right, cool. Learn about the state of Georgia. That's it. You're not learning anything else. You're not learning. And then out of nowhere, that's when my social studies teacher was like, you know, it's Black History Month. He was like, yeah, they want me to teach this, but to be real with y'all used to be slaves. We were like, what? Because no one taught us that back in the day.
Yeah.
And then, you know, of course, career day. Man, I told my homeboy who's he works in Americas. My guy Marcus Wise, aka Toke. He works in Americas. I told him about, let me know your next career day, and I'm gonna go down there. And I want to speak to these kids because number one thing was during career days we had parents, all type of parents, come in, and as a kid, the first thing you see, you judge them based on like, okay, this guy's wearing a suit. Oh, he got to wear a suit or whatever. It's like, oh, what do you do? So they want to know what you will do first. They want to know if it's fun and fascinating and stuff like that. And then number two, let's be real, they want to know how much money you make.
Yeah.
So
we had a career day, and this guy pulled up in a Corvette, right? And we were like, you know, all the kids like, oh shit, he got money. Is he a drug dealer? What is he?
No.
He was an insurance salesman. And so like he had us do an activity. He was like, everyone put down your dream car and I'll tell you how much the insurance is. And like, cause I was born in Toronto, I had bigger dreams than a lot of my peers did. You know, if you grow up in being born in McRae, you got smaller dreams than somebody from the big city that moved to McRae, right?
You close-minded.
Yeah, so like a lot of these guys were putting like, oh, I want a Ford F-150 or I want a Mustang or a Camaro. And I put the Lamborghini Diablo. At the time, that was like the hot Lambo, you know? It was on Need for Speed and all that shit. I was like, yo, I want the Lambo. And then he looks at me and he goes, yeah, we don't insure anything that expensive, so I couldn't tell you. And then it was like, oh, you failed, blah, like all the kids, you know, because they're just clowning. I'm like, bro, it's not my fault. This guy's too broke to tell me how much insurance is. What
did the kids say about any chance? I'm curious on that one.
So a lot of the kids were like, they just didn't get it, right? Like they're like, why would you want one of those, right? Like they were just stuck in their mindset. A couple of the kids were like, bro, you ain't ever getting a Lambo. Why are you even asking for that shit? And I was like, bro, he asked for a dream car.
Damn.
But it's funny because like
He
that's just
shut
not
you
even
down.
like that's just like not even a dream car anymore. Like if you want to buy a supercar, you can buy a super. Maybe not right now, but like it is like definitely on your attainable path. You know, even if you just work at like a tech company forever, you could buy $100,000 car.
Oh yeah, you can make a nice little $1,200 payment if you want to. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want.
I mean, people could do it. It's not for me right now, but exactly. Like I could do it, but it's not worth it right now. Exactly. And so, like, you're right. Like, I kind of want to go back to those like career days and just like flex on the kids so they know it's a better way.
The children and let them know like you can write code. Forget like these rappers, because that's the only thing. I mean,
you gotta flex for the kids. You have to.
Yeah, I was a child, bro. I was a child, so I understand, bro. We looked up to the rappers. We looked up to like the ball players. That was it. That's all we saw.
And I didn't give a fuck about some business guy who drove his like little safe ass Mercedes. Like I was like, that was cool.
But in a suit, he's like a lawyer. He's like, oh, I'm making good money. They never let you know how much they were making.
These doctors, like, but they're not flexed up, you know. Like if you're flexed up, you're like, oh damn, he's got the new Rari over here. He's got the fly kicks. He's got the chains. He's got like the Rolex or whatever, you know. You see that shit, that'll motivate you more as a little kid, because like as a kid you don't know about no responsibilities really. Well, I should say most kids don't know about responsibility and smart investments and 401ks. They just want to know, are you papered up or not?
Can I buy whatever I want or not? What do you drive?
Yeah, like,
and like, hey, why not take advantage of that situation and that mindset to get kids the right code? So that's why I whip around in my car all happy, joy.
People bro, shout out to the water boys, because like that's the same. Hey big bro, what do you do?
Hey big bro, what you do, bro? I write code, bro. Y'all need to write code too, man.
That's it. Like it was funny because like that's literally it, man. And like our cars aren't even that flashy, you know. They're nice cars. They're not bad cars, but they're not flashy cars. But like that's the thing. Like you need marketing, and computer science marketing is trash as hell.
Oh yeah,
you got people wearing Allbirds, wearing company hoodies, walking around in their Priuses.
Yeah,
not shitting on a Prius. A Prius is a fire ass car if you're into the hybrid life, but it ain't nothing to like stunt with, you know. Like that's just not cool. It's a nice car, but it's not a cool car. You need a cool car. You need to be fly, you know. Nice watch, chains. You got the Nike, like the latest Nike drop.
So
did you get the Travis Scotts?
No, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I overslept like crazy this morning.
I slept through this drop too. I know a couple of guys that got it though, so I was like, oh damn.
Wait, the drop today or drop 2 days ago?
Yeah,
there were 2 drops. There was one on his website and there was one on Nike app.
Nike app.
You know somebody who got it in the city?
I knew 2 people that hit.
Let me know, man. I mean, my barber trying to reflip. He'll pay cash for him.
Shit, I'll ask. One of the guys, he's a ATF member. You know what I'm talking about? That sneaker collective in the city. And then one guy, he's just a student up here at Kennesaw.
Okay, I know about that platform. Kennesaw.
Yeah.
Southern Polytech.
Yeah, the throwback. That's right. Southern Polytech.
Yep. People don't know that one.
They don't.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that's the way we can approach it with the children, man. Getting the children in the right code. That's where it's going to be, getting these kids writing code, and that's what the idea of just.
I think so, man. Because it's the same reason why people mess with Elon Musk more than they mess with Jeff Bezos. They both damn near on the same level, you know, like in terms of money. But Elon Musk is doing more cool shit than Jeff Bezos, you know, like he's more front and center. He's like, oh yeah, I'm doing the Teslas and I'm going to space and I'm dating singers and doing this and doing that. You know what I mean? Like he seems more like Tony Stark than Jeff Bezos does, even though Bezos probably affected the world on a bigger scale than.
I think Bezos is just like, I don't really give a damn.
But that's what I mean. But I mean, no, I agree.
I don't really care.
No, I mean, Bezos is trying to go to space now too, you know. So I don't know if what's going on, if that's a beef between these people.
Wait, I thought he already went.
Or I mean, well, like, you know, like Mars colonization and like
okay.
they're all trying to do that now, right? Like all the billionaires.
Oh yeah, I got a theory on that one, but I'm gonna come back to that one.
Oh yeah, the theory. I mean, I got a theory on that too. The theory is that they know Earth is messed up, so they're gonna find a new place for all the rich folks to go to. But okay.
I don't want no bullshit on YouTube.
Okay. But yeah, like that's why more people look up to Elon Musk than they do Bezos, because like Elon Musk is always doing the wild ass tweets, because like he lives like how people imagine a rich person should live, be able to do whatever you want when you want, whereas somebody else, like just like you just said, I don't want nothing on Facebook, or sorry, nothing on YouTube, you know, like that's a limit you got to put on yourself, you know, because we ain't at that stage yet. And I feel like a lot of people do that still to this day, you know, even like rich people, like LeBron just can't say some random ass shit, otherwise people will try to cancel his ass or something.
Hey,
and then actually free, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that man is actually free.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, right? Like kids want to see freedom, they want to see fly shit. That's how you market tech.
Yeah. That's facts, man. That's facts.
I mean, even grown-ass people, like people in their 20s and 30s, they see that shit like, fuck, dude, I'm busting 60 hours at this job for this much, and you're making how much? All right, bet. What do I need to do?
Like, yeah, bro, I'm kind of bored today, bro, so I'm going to jump on a game. But yeah, man.
Hold on, guys. It's like, oh, hold on, I got a work call. All right, cool. It's on mute. We can play. Yeah, pause. Yeah, no updates today, no blockers. I'm good. I'll be on Slack if anybody needs to ping me. That mute button again.
Yeah, I called time out. My bad. I had to jump on a call real quick. That's how it be. That's definitely how it be.
Definitely is the lifestyle, man. Like, it's a great lifestyle. It's some bullshit that comes with it too, but I feel like it's better than is bullshit in every single industry, you know?
Yeah, facts. But yeah, man. Hey, I think I'm good for today, man. I gotta get back on this this work stuff. I realized. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna stop using the word grind. I realized like we always say grind, like we're gonna grind this out. We gotta grind, but grind really means break down when you really think about it.
Yeah, and like also, I mean, I agree with that. Like standpoint, like words have meaning. And that affects your mindset. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm also really tired of like the way people are like, oh yeah, like rise and shine. It's a good grind set to have. Like grind set. I'm like, bro. Like instead of mindset, people are saying grind set now. Like, look at it, you know.
Whoa.
I see people tweeting shit like that.
It took me back to my DJ days right there.
Right, like it's the grind set. We out here spinning.
Get your girl and get ready.
Get ready.
Play in the end, so they don't fight in the end.
Play on some yin yang twins, you know.
Hey, look, mama, that was bad.
The original ASMR.
Yes.
But like you see a lot of people talk about, oh yeah, alpha grind set. I'm gonna get this money, blah blah blah. And I'm like, bro, work smarter, not harder. You know.
Yes. And we can leave on that note, man. Work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not harder.
Damn.
Speaking of working smarter, not harder, please help us work smarter by liking our shit, subscribing to our shit.
Oh, yeah. This is the YouTube part. All right, be sure to like and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Be sure to get alerted for every drop that we have on every Thursday.
The bell.
And yeah. Oh, what up, Mom Dukes? I know you're listening. I love you, Mom. I love you. All right, but that's it for me, man. I'm good for the week, man. I definitely I'll see you this weekend. You and Jerome. Yeah. But salute to everybody else. Peace.